Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning to everyone. So welcome to our presentation, members of the hall. So we are from group 1. So today we are going to present for subject managerial information system, where our title is actually to identify what are the challenges in MIS in terms of what related with the port operation. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our group members. So first thing first, we have the great leader, which is Othman, Othman, and then we're assisted by our fellow Nur Hanani binti Hussain, and then I was the third person in the group, which is Aiman Ahmad. So I believe now the stage is belong to Nur Hanani. So please welcome.
So I will continue for introduction MIS. So let's discuss about what is the Managerial Information System. So MIS is a system for decision making, coordination and control. So it integrates people, processes and technology. So in the maritime industry, MIS is crucial foundation for modern maritime management. So it uses digital tools to collect, process and analyze data to improve safety, optimize costs and enhance the profitability. So it is essential because it is a tool to manage and complex cities, the global shipping. So in the maritime industry, we handle 80% of global trade that making effective communication and information flow essential. So next, let's explore some key elements of MIS in maritime operations. So next slide please. Alright, so we have 4 elements of MIS in maritime operations. So first, we focus on the freight management system, FMS. So FMS are the comprehensive solution that designed to track, manage and optimize the freight. So their purpose is to provide the real-time oversight to streamline operations. So the key function of FMS, including the real-time tracking and monitoring, the road optimizing for fuel saving and timely delivery. Next, for the crew behavior, monitoring and safety. And the last one for the compliance management. So the benefit of FMS are significant, including it can reduce the cost, increase the safety and enhance the visibility. Next, next element is the port management system. We call the PMIS. So PMIS is designed to optimize the complex port operations and manage the flow of the ship and cargo. So the key function of PMIS is to share the electronic platform for the entire port community. So this how to eliminate the redundant data entry and improve the supply chain efficiency. So while also the PMIS is enabled to reporting and tracking of the key performance indicator, which is we call KPI. So the system for the PMIS design is weight-based and modular that allow for the API integration. So the main benefit, including for the faster takeover and the process acceleration. And then the PMIS can increase the data accuracy, decrease the operation cost, and the real-time access to operation information. So, right? Alright, so next we continue for the supply chain and logistics system. So, supply chain and logistics system provide end-to-end view of the entire logistics chain. The supply chain and logistics system integrate data from shipping lane and warehouse. The key function including for the logistic visibility and the real-time status. And then the collaboration function for inventory and order for the management, and then for the advanced analytic for forecasting and optimization, the streamlined routing management, and the stakeholder management. So the system lead to the enhanced control and efficiency, and then can improve the visibility and coordination, and then we can tailor the solution for the different budget. And the last one can support for the business goal and customer expectation. Finally, we have safety management system, SMS. So the primary focus for SMS is to ensure the safe vessel operation and prevent for the marine pollution. So it is mandated by the IMO International Safety Management ISM code. So the key element for SMS including a clear safety and environmental protection policy that define the operation procedure for the routine and emergency situation. And then it is clear responsibility for the shipboard and shore-based personnel. And then for the procedure for the reporting and investigating accident. So the benefit of SMS here it is foster a proactive safety culture, and then can protect the human life, cargo, and the marine environment. And the last one, we can ensure the compliance with international standards. So next, I will hand over to my colleague Aiman, who will discuss about the challenges in more detail.
Alright, so thank you Ms. Nur Hanani for the presentation just now. So now we are going to see what are the first challenges that we have identified, the implication if we did not properly implement what are the managerial information system. Okay, so first thing first, that the issue is we will have fragmented communication and stakeholders misalignment. Okay, as we all know, actually in the global world trade, most of the goods that were being traded all around the world were carried by the maritime supply chain, and due to the complexity of the nature of the business itself, so it requires a very strong communication in order to keep it moving continuously without stopping. So first thing first, let us introduce what is actually fragmented communication and stakeholders misalignment. So, as I mentioned previously, maritime industry handles 80% of global trade, and I believe Ms. Hanani also said the same thing. Okay, but due to the nature of the complexity of the operation, maritime logistics actually requires a very effective communication in order to make sure everything runs smoothly without any issues. So among the key problems actually is, first thing first, we will identify that actually fragmented information flow will happen if we did not properly implement the managerial information system. Okay, and also on the same time as well, we also will have issues regarding about the stakeholders misalignment as well. So the objective of this presentation is actually, for this challenge, is first thing first, we want to explore the innovative information system in order for us to enhance the efficiency of the operation itself in terms of the industry of maritime logistics and port operation. So ladies and gentlemen, members of the hall, okay, so first thing first, we need to understand what are the challenges actually all about when we mention about the fragmented communication and stakeholders misalignment. So first thing first, fragmented communication is referring to a disparate IT system and data standard, where actually all the system is very different for each party that involved in one big huge business of maritime logistics and port operation. So most of this system, some of them are still manual and require a silent process, which means everyone need to do it manually, and then we need to update manually, key in all the information and the updates by hand. And then due to this process, actually it caused us to have an inconsistent information flow, because what, sometimes if a person from company A update the ship is still at Malaysia, however the company from B, which is the home quarters in Europe, maybe perhaps they already updated that the vessel actually already departed 2 or 3 days ago. So this inconsistency is actually what we call as fragmented communication. Okay, and then we are referring to the second one, which is the stakeholders misalignment. So stakeholders misalignment is actually a conflicting priorities causes delays and efficiency. Because why? Let's say me as the business owner, okay, and then we have Miss Hanani as a ship operators, and then we also have Mr. Othman here as the captain of the vessel. So if any information are different for each party, for example, I told them, okay, the ship need to go now, and Othman said it's already left the port 2 days ago, and then Miss Hanani said I don't know anything. So this kind of misalignment of information is what we call as conflicting priorities. Okay, and then what will happen after this issue occur is, first thing first, we have lack of transparency and also coordination. Because why? First thing first, we have a different information. How can we actually have a better coordination? Okay, when we are unable to coordinate properly, then our customer, our stakeholders will start to have, oh, these companies cannot be trusted. Because why? They don't have the transparency of what is happening inside of their own operation. And what are the impacts? So first thing first, you will of course have a slower cargo handling, and then the cost will rise rocketing high, and then the compliance risk also you will face when you have a different kind of transparency and coordination. Last but not least, of course, your customer satisfaction will be lowered. And then, why the integration of MIS is very critical? Because maritime logistics is actually relies on 100% real-time information exchange. Because why? For example, imagine when you order a good from Shopee or Temu or maybe Lazada, the thing that you always waiting for is the tracking number, am I right? So every time you got the tracking number, you key in into the system, you can see everything. You can see where the location, when the last time my parcel have been processed and whatsoever. So this is what we call as real-time information exchange. Okay, so back to our topic, maritime logistics or port operation. Without integration, first thing first that will happen is actually the process will be duplicated. Because why? For example, if the ship is arriving inbound shipment for port of land, so when a ship is arriving, you need to process all the documentation, declaration form, custom and whatsoever. You need to pay the duties and also on. Okay, and then if let's say you didn't do it on time, then another person will do it for you. Because why? The urgency of the shipment itself. So this is what we call as the process is being duplicated, and then the decision making is being delayed. Because why? We have a lot of information that need to be considered. I want to do this, but I have this option, I have this option. Which one is true? Which one is false? And then this will cause our decision making is become delayed. And then last but not least, the cargo tracking this itself become unreliable. Because why? Too much information. There are no transparency, and then the coordination itself are very poor. Thus, we are unable to track the cargo with high precision and accuracy. So the key requirement is actually we need to have a centralized and standardized platform to connect all the stakeholders itself. For example, we can come up with something. Maybe I can propose to Mr. Othman, why don't we use this system? We integrate our system in order to have a better flow of information. And then Ms. Hanani also do the same thing. So basically, three of us have the same information that were being shared in the real-time information exchange. So, members of the hall, what is actually the innovative information system that we are suggesting? Most of the nations that have a high activity of maritime industry, most of them will use a port community system, which is known as PCS, and also maritime single window, MSW. For example, in Malaysia, we have MMSW, which is Malaysian Maritime Single Window, where actually this platform is becoming a platform where everyone in the component of the maritime industry or port operation will submit the documents to the declaration process and so on. So basically, it will act as a centralized information exchange where everyone can use a single point of information sharing, where they don't need to do any manual consultation and whatsoever. And then you also will have a streamlined documentation and faster coordination. And then we also will have a blockchain solution where actually we will provide us with a secure, tamper-proof and data sharing. So actually, this will enhance trust and reduce the fraud that might be happening throughout the supply chain. And then it also can use a cloud-based platform where actually it will provide us with a real-time collaboration and cargo visibility. Imagine like this, ladies and gentlemen. If three parties want to use the same document to be declared, to be done, and to be edited, so everyone can access the same item at a single point of information exchange. For example, in this case, I might want to share with one document about the declaration documentation. So I can share on the same time with Ms. Hanani and also Mr. Othman. Let's say Mr. Othman detects some flaw in the declaration. So Mr. Othman can highlight, hey, the kilogram being declared is not true. Hey, there are some decimal points that are missing inside your declaration, your duty payment and whatsoever. That is the example of real-time collaboration and cargo visibility. And then we also will have AI and IoT technologies where actually from the innovative information system actually will allow us by the usage of AI to come out with predictive analytics for congestion and scheduling of the vessel itself. Because some of the issue of the delays is because of the poor scheduling of the real-time information. For example, from the automated cargo tracking itself, we also will able to reduce the human error that might be happening in our operation. For example, if we are handling a very dangerous good, for example, like transporting a chlorine as a freight. So basically, it requires a different type of approach for us to handle the cargo. So we actually can come out when we detect a system. Our system detect a cargo. Oh, this cargo is categorized under DG, so it can automatically update what the stevedores and people on the spot will need to prepare. For example, special suits and whatsoever. So this is very interesting, where actually we can see a case of study regarding about Port of Singapore, which is my previous employer, and the Calista program. So basically, Port of Singapore, which is known as PSE, actually faced fragmented communication and a duplicated documentation and inconsistent cargo visibility. Because why? As we know, Port of Singapore is very congested. And then one day, Port of Singapore came out with a solution. They want to implement something that is known as Calista, Cargo Logistic Information System. So that is what it stands for, Calista. So Calista is actually a digital supply chain platform where they actually integrating all the shipping lines. For example, Maersk, Shenyang, and then MIC, MSC, and all those big companies with their local custom and also external custom. Freight forwarders such as me, previously I was working with BDP International, so I work as a freight forwarder. So and also with the port operators itself. What are the impacts actually? So first thing first is the impact is the real-time data sharing. For example, me as a freight forwarder, I will do the documentation in order for my good to be allowed to enter Malaysia. We need to process K1 or maybe K2, for example, and a ZB1 and ZB2. Okay, so when I want to do this, my partner, for example, Mr. Othman, is importing a goods. So he need to share with me what are the COO and what are the documentation needed in order for me to do the declaration process. So real-time data sharing is very important, and this is what the benefit of Calista being implemented by PSA. And the faster cargo clearance, of course, and then we will have a reduced turnaround time. And the most important thing is, in business, we need to have improved transparency and also customer trust. So among the strategy inside of the Port of Singapore, the managerial information system is first thing first. Integrated information system lead to a higher efficiency, because why? From the higher efficiency, actually you will come out with faster cargo handling, and then the lower the operational cost, the fewer the redundancy that might be happening, and then the better compliance actually will help us to reduce the penalties that might be charged to us. And then the improved competitiveness actually will help us to become a smarter and faster ports. So So future future-ready ports is actually very rely on collaborative digital ecosystem, because why? The information is very crucial. If you manage to control the smoothness of the information flow, trust me, the operation will become smooth. So next, I will pass to my fellow groupmate, Mr. Othman, Amin Osman. Please welcome.
Okay, let me proceed with the second challenge, which is operational inefficiency in cargo and fleet management. As we know that this is also a big challenge, excluding the first challenge that my classmate has explained about, due to its effect in business management or in activity at ports. So let me give you a short brief about the operational inefficiency in cargo and fleet management. We firstly supposed to understand we have two things that we're supposed to discuss in this challenge. The first one, the cargo management and fleet management. When we speak about the cargo management, I mean the management of the whole goods from the place where it is taken up to the place of destination. Also fleet management, here we are speaking about the voyage of the ship from where it starts to take the goods to the place where it's supposed to deliver the goods. So when we are talking in general operational inefficiency, this means that is an improper usage of time, resources, capacity during cargo handling and vessel operation. Thus the inefficiency of cargo and fleet management. Let's go, another slide. So, as I have said, inefficiency can appear in two sides, cargo management and fleet management. And how can it appear? Because of information system. It appears during the cargo management can appear during the peak time of during peak shipping season. For example, Eid al-Fitr. While the Eid al-Fitr coming, maybe in Malaysia, and there is pandemic diseases like COVID-19, probably the inefficiency will appear because there are no good information that will be make people to integrate each other, either on transporting that good or on clearance of that good at port. That's why I say also this is the one source that causes inefficiency in cargo management. Also the system of integration among stakeholders. As we know that cargo management integrates or include many stakeholders, starting the industry, supplier, we have importer, we have exporter, we have shipper, all are integrating each other. Unless there is good information between people, automatically inefficiency will appear because no one can track that cargo, no one can understand the information of that cargo. Ports will have some sort of thing that they want to know. Also, importers so as to make declaration to the customs. So, all in all, cargo management inefficiency can be caused due to the inefficiency of information system. Also, let's go on the other side of fleet management. Fleet management can appear during the miss of information in voyage planning system. Some company can plan voyage, but unless there is a good information, the voyage automatically will not be proper or will not be good, and the loss of time will appear, the cost will appear due to the bad management of the voyage. Any ship cannot go anywhere unless it's supposed to have good information about where it starts up to where it ends. For example, the ship is just starting from Singapore and want to go in Europe. So it's supposed to get, or it's supposed to get all plan system of planning from Singapore to the port where it's supposed to anchor, to the port where it's supposed to bait, and to the port where it's supposed to make intershipment, the port where it's supposed to discharge and to load the cargo. That's why sometimes inefficiency can appear because of missing the proper information of such voyage planning system. Also, co-management and compliance. Sometimes there are many problems appear to the crew, maybe embarking or disembarking of the crew. Sometimes there should be embarking people in the ship, but because of missing information, maybe somewhere some people can miss the chance to embark in the ship. Then the cost can come. So that's inefficiency in fleet management. And the last one is suboptimal routing. This is a routing where the information has been already established maybe to the captain by the shipping company. But within or when the ship is on the voyage, automatically the information, when the information stop, maybe during the voyage, automatically ship can choose its voyage because there is no any information that they can help them to go to where it wants to go, or if there is any change, or if it appears any accident about that ship, the information is missing. Automatically suboptimal routing will change because maybe the ship planned to take shortest route from America to Russia, but because of missing information, it's supposed to do suboptimal routing. However, maybe there is a threat from what they want to go. Maybe it passed from the Suez Canal where it can face threat and cost will come. That's inefficiency in port operational management. Another slide. So let's just look at the solution that can even little help the inefficiency in port management, especially because of information system. So any port is supposed to adopt the community system. So adaptation of port community system by using centralized platform like shipping line, that centralized platform can link shipping line, custom, terminal operator, share real-time cargo and vessel data, and to reduce delay. Also, sometimes other solution is using AI-driven schedules. As we know that all data are updated through the information that also the platform that everybody can integrate on that platform. Thus, AI-driven should be given features to forecast the arrival, berth occupancy, train availability, and reduce idle time. Thus, will help to reduce inefficiency in port and fleet management system because every stakeholder can do its own duty on time due to the getting on-time information and doing correct information on time. Yeah, also using fleet telematic. So real-time vessel perform monitoring to optimize speed, route, and fuel usage. Telematic system makes sensor object and ship with the aim of collecting data such as speed, fuel consumption, navigational area, and engine status. In addition to that, applying blockchain for documentation. Yeah, we are in the world of digitalization. Thus, we can update all information in digital or in the system where everybody can understand. So, applying digital documentation can help to reduce some mistake, can reduce some time, can minimize time in doing proper job, such as when we want to export cargo, and when we want to export cargo from one place to another, we can use to order bill of lading or electronic bill of lading. Thus, electronic bill of lading, like to order bill of lading, somebody can stay at his own country, so the seller can transfer bill of lading through the internet or blockchain to the buyer, and buyer just start what can I say? Just start importing or clearance his cargo at his country. So, for example, using to order bill of lading, because to order bill of lading include a bank, the seller's bank and buyer's bank. So buyer supposed to go to his bank, just paying, and bank just contact with the bank of the seller, and the bank of seller going to buy to the seller's bank, to the seller. Then the cargo is transported without nobody to go in the physical area where the good is obtained. That's why we can say this can help to reduce inefficiency, because the cargo will be obtained in real time, and it will minimize cost and minimizing time in operation. Let's look on another issue, which is strategic analysis and comparative insight of maritime business challenges. So here we are going to look two things: strategic analysis and comparative insight. Also, we will add one other thing important, innovative, in order to understand something that it can help the efficiency or in efficiency in port. So all of this that we are going to look comprises the inner impact on the customer satisfaction, sustainability and profit efficiency. The discussion saw that we address the challenge, as we have mentioned, comparing traditional and modern approach need more digital transformation for the future of the maritime industry. Let's look at the first challenge, and we can understand its impact, innovative information, and comparative insight from previous way that people are using to do in their ports or in their operation, either cargo or fleet management. So the impact of this inefficiency can rise long turnaround time, meaning that the ship can stay longer. Maybe this ship can stay longer in one port without doing any business, and the aim of the ship is to do business, so it loses time, it contains cost. That's why this problem is big problem for the ship. Also, it's due to the information, it can cause port congestion. Most of ship can stay longer in port due to the lack of information and inefficiency at port, and undermine the global supply chain. The global supply chain automatically will be undermined due to the loss of information, because if there is no good information, meaning that everything will be left. So the supply chain also, the integrated will be cut off, meaning that there will be transport bottlenecks like that can cause the problem in efficiency. Let's jump on innovative information system. What can we do in order to minimize the inefficiency in port operations? First, we have to have internet of the thing. This is especially for the cargo. In order to make good tracking of the cargo, we have to have internet of the thing. Thus, we can say, as part of things that is attached to the cargo or container, to track the container from where it comes from to where it is going. This will help the information. This will help the port cargo owner, ship owner to understand the condition of the cargo. For example, in refrigerated cargo, the amount of coldness and hotness of the cargo can be understood every time, because this detects every time and every situation. Thus, innovation like this can help to reduce inefficiency. Also, artificial intelligence. This is clear. In artificial intelligence, everything is simple. I don't have to explain it much. And let's do comparative insight with traditional system. As we understand, previously we used the system which is not involving the information technology. Exactly, they were using paperwork. So we are going to make comparison between that previous system and nowadays system. So the previous system could provide many errors and source of fraud and duplication of data. So the coming of new innovation ideas changed the industry perspective. Nowadays data is centralized, meaning that everybody can understand and the data is only one. So if you access that data, no one can make duplication, no one can make fraud, and no one can make error about that data. So automating cargo visibility and optimizing vessel schedule are also good. Let's go to the another challenge. So another challenge is fragmented communication and stakeholders misalignment. Also, this we are going to look through things. So in maritime industry, the information also is very important, and it's not only very important, it is mostly important because the process of transporting goods from one place to another, or fleet management and the other process comprises the involvement of many actors, which they need information of their cargoes and the flow of goods such as ship owner, port authority, freight forwarders, customs officials, insurers, and shippers, who often use separately system and process. In short, the port system nowadays is integrated. Once you cut off information, once you fragment information, automatically you undermine any process to take place, or you undermine most of efficiencies to take place. Because let's say ship owner didn't post the information to the third party like port authority. So port authority will not plan about the ship that can come inside its port, That's why it can cause delay. Ship can stay out anchorage for long time without receiving any services because of missing information. So ship owner, if also didn't submit information on time to freight forwarders. Also freight forwarder cannot access information to the customs area or to the custom platform for the payment, maybe payment of the revenue. That's why the cargo will stay longer at port, and by the time will finish, the cost will be increasing as demurrage cost and storage cost will be increasing. Also custom official. Custom, the one and the best institution in country for the whole cargo that can enter in the country. Thus, if the custom miss any information, meaning that it can decrease some cost, it can increase some cost to the country, and some country will miss revenue. Insurance and elsewhere also, all information is very important. So what is the impact of information? So information is not exchanged on time. While disputes arise when record different between parties. And innovative information system ideas. So what should be done is integrated digital platform. When we integrate digital platform between parties, automatically everything will be very easy. Also blockchain for transparency. Blockchain can help everything, can make everything transparent. Everyone can see about the document submitted, the information submitted about the cargo and everything. Also cloud-based collaboration tool. Let's do comparison between the previous system in fragmented communication system and nowadays system. So traditional method that has been used by when the information system is just in analog cause the delay and misinformation among the actors and even slow down the clearance of cargo. This carry a high risk of miscommunication and loss of information, often slowing down cargo clearance. In contrast with previous platforms such that export community system enable all stakeholders to integrate with each other in the system. So custom, port, operator, shipping line, clearing and freight forwarding agent can work with each other. I don't see with each other
to share the information.
Yeah, to share information timely. Thus we can say, and I think we understand about the innovative system and comparative imperative from the previous system which have been used by most of stakeholders, particularly in maritime transportation. Let me send this chance to my fellow or my classmates to proceed with conclusion.
So, members of the hall, so regarding about the conclusion, okay, so when we are talking about the challenges in order to why do we need managerial information system, is basically about information. Without information, we cannot do anything. When we cannot do anything, it causes us to idle, and in terms of business and operation, it costs us money and operational costs. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the issue of the first issue, which is the core challenge, which is the communication fragmentation and stakeholders misalignment, the first solution that we are trying to point out here is actually the adoption of innovative information system to integrate all the data and streamlining all the process needed. And then, for instance, we can see a very big port which is known as Port of Singapore. the Port of Singapore, the port authorities, which is known as PSA, implemented Kalista. Kalista actually able to demonstrate the real world success in order to driving digital transformation. Because why? Previously, I believe Mr. Othman is a freight forwarder. Before this, in his port, all of the system might be using manual, am I right? Still hard copy documentation, for example, most of them, right? So however, when we are dealing with Port of Singapore, everything is being conducted with online soft copy documentation. No need to submit a hard copy documentation, because why? Hard copy can create a chance for people to commit fraud, for example. So the takeaway from this challenge is actually we need to have a smart connected system that is very vital in order for us to have a better future in terms of maritime logistics and port operation. So before we adjourn our discussion today, our presentation, let us have a small discussion. Can we? So Osman and Miss Hanani. So I believe we as a student, we in our daily life we also use managerial information system. Okay. So maybe Miss Hanani and Mr. Osman can share with us what are the among example for example the managerial information system that you regularly use in your daily life. You can start with Miss Hanani first.
Okay, sure. So for me, a student, for example, like we use ECT. So ECT is a system that we can see our timetable, and then for the timetable, the details like the time, date, and location of the classes, and then me as student for ECT platform, we can set our mark for the test, quiz, and then assignment, and then we can check for our maralun and jihad for our future reference chart.
I see. Good sharing from Miss Hani. How about you, Mr. Osman?
Yeah, let me share some experience which I previously faced myself or using information in my daily life. After completing my bachelor degree, I have been employed in one clearing and freight forwarding company. There, I tried to use most of information system, but one is best, one is integrated, called single window Tanzania. So that all data shared there by shipping line when we want to make the clearance of cargo, because most of cargo we import and not exporting too much in my company that I have done a job. So, but once the information is shared, I myself, as a clearing and freight forwarding documentation, I see the information on time. Then also when I try to contact or to contact with the customs officer, also the information has been seen by them. Also when I try to contact with the port authority, the information also has been seen by them. So we just all no fraud, no duplication, no any problem. So I get services on time because of that information, and I get I pay what it is needed to pay, because all information of my good which I'm going to clear at the port has been mentioned by the shipping line. That the integration like this is due to the information technology or information system. And let that information system, I also understand, because sometimes we use manual things for the cargo, for the local cargo. For example, the cargo, maybe because I am from Tanzania, the cargo from Dar es Salaam to Zanzibar, we still use manual. But this route can be done very easily because maybe you are transporting 2,000 of timber, but you are going to be clear 1,500 timber only because no clear information. You have your own information and you are going to tell somebody I have 500 timber while you have 2,000 timber, because no shipping line understands that, no port authority understands that and is sure of that. No one. So if the information is not clear, like in cargo, thus now we have the maybe bill of lading. Bill of lading is declared sail to contain if the information is clear, meaning that also the shipping line is not clear, so everything is made clear. I'm not clear with that cargo, so that's my idea about information system.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Osman. So Tanzania also have maritime single window, right?
Yeah, we still use maritime single window in some cargo, especially the cargo from outside of the country. But cargo from inside of the country, most of them we still use manual. We use hard copy. That's problem that because there is transport bottleneck, and the transport bottleneck caused by the information system.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Osman. So if I may, some of a little bit of sharing of myself. I also actually working in freight holding before this, so I really understand about the way how the process of declaring is very time consumable. Am I right? So when we, as a freight holders, if there is any missing information, especially those are required for us to declare a goods, to declare a freight, it is very time consuming, because we need to comb back all the information from the beginning of the shipment start to be initiated. So by the implementation of one single point or centralized information system, so basically everyone can access it. Either you are foreigners, outbound shipment or inbound shipment, or maybe you as a recipient of the end user of the supply chain, basically you can access all the same thing, because why you want to access the real-time information sharing system. So thank you everyone. I believe that's all for today's presentation. So I hope you all learn a lot from our today's presentation. So see you all next time. Assalamualaikum and thank you.
Waalaikumsalam.